How are you doing?
I'm alright. And you?
I'm good too. I'm better now that I've actually had dinner and stuff like that. So thank you for the small delay.
No
Um,
problem.
yeah, let me just think back a bit to what we talked about. Okay, I remember as well. Um,
You introduced me at stage 3.
yes, yes. Could you send me your OPGG real quick so I can kind of just like scan through it? Thank you. How's stuff going, by the way, in regards to like league and improving and stuff like that?
I think it's going pretty well. I think that I am able to do the stage 3 that you passed to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you want to go over Vods again, or do you want to go over a live game?
Mm, uh, what do you think it's like the best? I have VODs, but
It doesn't matter really. Either is fine. There's no better or worse.
okay.
So if you
I
have
have
Vods, we can just go over those.
okay, yeah, I have 2 VODs, but
Okay,
I
okay.
will just send one.
Yes, that works fine. And then if we have time, we can go over the other. Also, I see your CS per minute is getting a bit low at times. Is there like any reason for that, or like, are you just like not
I mean,
catching?
there is yeah, like there's uh a lot of times that I have the option of like choose if I will CS the minion or trade with the enemy, and I
Mm-hmm.
always choose to trade it. No, so I don't
Okay,
know.
because that's like something where we want to kind of get to a point where we don't have to choose, right?
Okay.
So preferably we're trying to like basically get the timings of us CSing and us needing to go for a trade to be separate, so we don't have to choose and we can get both. Because obviously like trading is really good because it makes our opponent have less CS, but that's only useful if we're getting more CS, right?
Yeah. Oh, I there's a strange noise in the VOD. Maybe we will
That's
have to
fine.
see
That's fine.
without sound.
I can play it muted.
Yeah.
I play all the VODs muted regardless, so
Okay.
that's fine.
So here it is.
Okay. I'm just mentioning it by the way because like if you or I'll actually share my screen regardless. Because like if you kind of like look at your CS difference and this again versus let me find like matchup we're playing versus another mage. This I guess. So a lot of the times when you're like looking at early CS where you're kind of like skirting by, this game was fine. This game was good actually. Wow, this is a great game. I was looking at why are you only playing against melee champions? What is this? The fuck? Why are your opponents never playing mages? I only see assassins. It's crazy.
Oh, Azir is really hard for me, so that's probably
Yeah,
a bad game.
yeah, that's fair. But like I was looking earlier, right, where you're against Diana and like you're probably trading quite good, but like if you look at your CS, you're not that far ahead because you're not hitting, like you're not CSing a ton, right? Like right
Yeah,
now, you're like only 6 CS ahead, while you could be way more.
yeah. I think the VOD that I sent to you is the Diana VOD. So
Okay, perfect. Of ignoring the minimap. Insane. Your titles are something else. So good. I'll just be patient with my laptop. It's alright. You can do it. Slowly load. Take your time. Oh, that's this. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mute. That's fine. Oh, what's this quality? Is that on me? Oh, I guess it'll be fine. Is the quality for like this fine for you as well? Like for me, it's no issue, but okay, it's
Yeah,
yeah.
it's good.
Okay, okay, then it's fine. But yeah, we'll kind of look into how you're clicking and how your clicks make sense or don't make sense in regards to stage 1 and 2, right? Like if you're staying in like positions that make sense. Like right now already, you can kind of think in super simple terms, right? Like if you think about what would Diana, like what would be great for Diana is if like she can kind of wither the push you're gonna get so that the lane gets into a nice position, right? So for her, it would be really cool if she could like Q and hit all the mains and you, right? If you were standing here, for example, like she can only throw like this or even like this, but she's never gonna hit the minions, right? If she's targeting you. If you're standing here instead, then she can very easily hit these two minions still. So we definitely want to position ourselves in positions where she can't hit the minions and us, right? So in a way, going this direction helps with that. But on the other hand, like going here would give us a lot more space, right? It's one of those like
Yeah,
kind of like funky things in mid or like weird things in mid lane where for some reason, like if you draw a line like through the middle of the lane, right? You see that the minions for some reason often end up on this side, and this side is like super open and free, right?
I am I am playing on the left side because the enemy jungler is started at red and he
Yeah.
can gank me at level 2. So I was
What jungler
afraid.
was it?
It's a listen.
Oh, okay, okay, then it makes sense. Yeah, I think overall, like you technically don't need to be scared of Lee Sin, but that makes sense. Yeah. If he started there, then you definitely want to play like more here into like the river almost, because that way like Diana really still needs to choose between you and minions, because right now you're playing inside of all your minions instead of like somewhere else. You see like this pocket here is not great for dodging, while like something here could be way better. You're already ahead in your auto attacks, so now you're walking like closer into the wave. And this is where you walk into the level 2 gank territory. That was a very, very weirdly timed Q. You see how you're queuing before she's even like in range to like touch the minions? You really need to make sure that when you're throwing out abilities that it makes sense, right? Oh no. Right? Because again, like you see how you're walking into the minions, like Diana is gonna go for this, so obviously she wants you to be there because that way she can hit multiple things. Those autos are really good. That Q was really good. That auto was great there. Missed the CS for it. I can, I'm fine with that one. Okay, Lee Sin shows up. Great job, man. Really impressive performance by this Lee Sin. No, you're joking me. Fuck's sake. That's so unlucky with the CS. Yeah, right now, what we kind of want to consider is to like get this wave. Oh, thank you, Diana. I mean, if Diana is gonna like shove in the wave like that, we don't have to worry about anything, right? Because normally this wave of yours is quite big, so it's gonna push into enemy tower, right?
Yeah, that's
So
right.
yeah. So if this is gonna push into the enemy tower, right? We can think about, oh, where do we want the next wave to be? Right. Right now it's still here. So for the enemies, it's also like about here. So if we keep it at it like that, the next waves will clash about here. And then we can think to ourselves, well, would that be a good situation for us if these minions clash here? Or the other option would be, okay, we really shove all of this. We try to get all of these minions into the enemy tower, right, before these arrive. Because that way, they might like clump up a bit, but they'll end up like around here, right? And if we think about our options, this placement for the minions is way better than here where it's barely outside the tower. Because
So
if
the
it's...
best,
Go ahead, sorry.
so the best thing to do here is to just start
Yeah,
to push this wave.
yeah. I mean, so like when this is the state, 100% yes, right? Like right now, like you kind of need to push it in because if Diana just like decides not to hit the wave at all, then it'll be really good for her. She decides to hit the wave. Don't ask me why, you know. But yeah, she takes a ton of damage for it, and now it's pretty even. Now you can like kind of hold it back to your side still, because you know there she goes again throwing out her Q. And you see again like this is like a thing that shows up time and time again, right? Where oh you're getting hit by the Diana Q. Why? Because you're standing next to your minions. She was trying to hit the minions, but she tries you as well. She hits you as well because you're standing next to it, right? You see now where like this is the situation where we talked about, right? Where right now you see how these two waves now crash into the tower and it's really rough to like do much about it. While otherwise you would have been in a pretty good situation. Another thing, like same thing, Q hits you because you're what's it called? You're standing in the minions. Really make sure you don't stand in the middle of your minions. Getting hit over and over and over again by the same Q. Moving forward, that's good. She used the Q for it. Right. Minions getting low. Really good Q. She's almost getting in lethal range. Right. The pocket we're in makes sense. So right now, what are we thinking? What's Diana gonna do in this situation to get that CS? What do you think?
I'm gonna queue.
Right. So when we think about how her Q is gonna go, right? Or if she goes like for you, it'll go a bit farther. What place makes sense for us to stand in so that we can get this CS, get this CS, and possibly punish her for doing the Q? What would be like what direction would we need to go to be in like a better situation, like place than we are right now,
At the left.
right? Because if we stand around this area, right, Diana could go for a free like a really good Q on us, right? But if she does, she misses these three minions, right? And if she goes for the minions, we can actually punish her, possibly zoning her off minions, right? And we can still CS this minion. So if we think about all of that and we look at where your mouse is, it starts to make less sense, especially because your character is moving in that direction, right? Orianna is moving that way. That's further away, right? If we're moving this way, we can't punish this Q for Diana. If we're moving this way, we further play into Diana moving up to here and throwing out the Q like this, trying to hit you and the minions, right? So you really want to make her choose. Standing here is technically also fine, but then it gets harder and harder. And you also have like like it curves this way, right? Which means that if you're standing here, like to the left from Diana, it's way harder because she
Yeah,
needs to like throw out this, right?
and
Yeah.
I know that listing is bot side too. So
Yes, exactly. So like we'll see because like see how you're standing right next to the minion now because you're trying to CS. We'll see what happens. Get hit by the Q again, right? This happens over and over and over and over again, right? So what do you think she's gonna do? You're gonna Q the minion. You see how there's is always the same thing over and over and over again, right? And we can be more forward than this. We don't need to be this scared. We can like she is in like if we QWE ignite, she's 100% dead. 100%, right? Careful, she's gonna Q for cannon. There you go. See how it's like over and over and over again, just comes back, comes back. And we can damage this Lee Sin as well. We don't need to be scared of this guy. Because Diana's in lethal range, remember? We really need to thin out this wave. She's dead now, right? Oh, you can kill her. That's fine. I guess we don't kill her then. You like this is like one of those like I guess because you don't have the like all the proper damage things fully down, but if you like QWE like if you Q slightly behind, you QW E and auto attack like all those in the same time with ignite, you can actually get a kill her. If you like keep chasing, she will flash, and then you get a kill. But yeah, we really need to thin this out because right now it's gonna hit our tower. We don't want it to hit our tower. Yeah. Now it's hitting our tower, which means what happens with the next wave? Like what will happen with this wave and the next mini wave for Diana? Where will it be? I'll just you can't like point out, so that that doesn't help, right? But like because it hit our tower, the next wave will be here, right? If the next wave is here, can we recall safely? Yes or no?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
So right now, right, we know that this red wave is coming in, right? It's coming in here, and it'll clash with your wave here, right? We really want to recall because Diana already recalled, right? However, if the wave is here, can we recall? Yes or no?
Nope.
Right? Because if we recall, we're going to miss this entire wave and it's going to push into Diana and Diana's going to get tons of minions. Right? So that's really bad for us, right? So how do we prevent being in this situation where this wave hits our tower? How do we get into a spot where Diana can't recall while our wave is pushed into tower? Because this shouldn't really happen, right? Well, right now we have our abilities up, right? So right now we really need to thin out these minions to make sure that there's like maybe 3 casters or like 2 casters in the melee, something like that left, so that when the next wave comes in, you have a freeze, and then you can recall with the freeze, right? Come back in while the lane is still on your side of the map, pushing into you, and then the wave gets under tower, and you're still in a really good position, right? Because Diana needs to play all the way pushed up. Does that make sense?
I thought that to use my E and try to like
Tank, you
I
mean?
forgot the word.
Tank the minions, you probably mean.
Yeah, exactly. But it's too many minions.
Yeah, exactly. So what we need to do is make sure it's not this many minions. Right? It's like, yeah, we kind of walk a long way around here. That's fine. And Diana immediately makes use of the opportunity by just like pushing as quickly as she can. So right now, either we go on the kill for Diana, which if you're gonna play like this, we can't, or we can go for the minions and try to like kill as many as possible, so that you can then shield like 3 minions with your E, wait for your minion wave to arrive, and then recall. You don't need to push it into her, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
So like right now, you would be like spamming abilities on this wave. You would be like Q, E, and to like a future Q as well. Like right now, you're spam the Q. Like you already have Q, like you have Q, E, and then right now you'd be like QW on the wave. You can kill a lot of minions right now, and then the rest you
But
can just like tank for a short while. Yes, good.
isn't it like doesn't exist a chance of me using the abilities on the wave, getting out of mana, and Diana stays on the lane?
Well, but like we can kind of look at Diana, right? Can she stay in a lane with this? Right? Like even if you use all your mana, she can't stay in the lane with this HP and mana. Like it's just not like she can't,
Yeah, okay.
right? She needs a recall. And you can also like argue like yeah, like the other situation, like what we're having right now is worse. Because now this is like super good for Diana. Now she can like push it back into you and you're losing like these entire waves, right? And now this is pushing back into her again, so we really need to shove quick here because otherwise the next wave is going to be good for her again, right? You see how we're now like right now we're kind of doing it slow, and let's see what happens when this hits the tower or if it hits the tower, right? You kind of see what happens, and we see that here it'll clash with the enemy minion wave, and you're like, well, guess I need to shove again, right? Because there were too many of your minions alive. You see how because you were slow earlier, now you need to like push again, and it's
Yeah,
not
I
neutral,
was
right?
I was slow because I was making sure that Diana was going for a roam, no?
Yeah, but like at the same time, like when you were slow here, you literally see her on Warwick. You know, like even if she's coming back into lane right now, right? Even if she's going back into lane, then pushing is still better because with this you're not like making her miss more minions. You're making her miss less minions if she was returning to lane, right?
Okay.
And now you don't have a choice again. You have to shove in again, right? You want to be in a situation where you have as many choices as possible. But again, like she roams to bot lane for no reason, just like gets minions there, gives you free tower play. I don't mind. It's not too bad for us. It's really fine for us. Yeah, we can consider going there. That's completely fine. We probably go on the Jin here. Oh, I think we can go like. I honestly think we might be able to kill that Jin there with like if he only has boots. And again, we need to shove this wave in. Very good. We'll talk about like how your clicks are in a bit. We kind of just want to get the early like wave stuff in because it seems like you're making a lot of like small mistakes in that, which kind of like putting you in situations where you can't trade or CS as good as often, right? As the same with you standing in minions all the time because you're just getting hit by abilities over and over and over and over and over again. It's fine for us to just push this in, and we're looking for a recall pretty soon. Okay, that's unlucky. You're looking for a recall, right? Because we have quite some gold and we have no mana. Recall makes perfect sense. Getting back into lane. Now have to shove this in, right? This one we can be slow with. Oh, Diana's roaming. Guess we are shoving in. Right. All makes sense. In regards to your speed in general, by the way, like it's still a bit slow at times, but it's definitely a bit better than it used to be. And also, you see now how like your early like wave manipulation also costs you a lot of CS because Diana could shove it under your tower and you couldn't really do anything about it. And now it really sucks because Diana's pretty strong with all the random kills she's gotten. You're like, whoop, this sucks. This is good for you. This is good for you. Oh, go for Arthur. It's a kill. It's another kill for you. No. Oh. No. Oh. This is play fine. Okay, that was missed auto attack. Don't need to miss an auto attack. I think you can R here and get the kill for free. Like if you don't know that Lee Sin will come, then like this is really bad missed auto here. You auto and you immediately Q R this. Like there you R and you go ignite W and she can't kill you. It's impossible. That QW is good, however you're too far away. So you didn't do the auto. Now your clicks here, this direction doesn't make sense again, right? Where do we want to run? What side is better for us? This side is better for us, right? This side is better for us, but we don't want to give this guy a free chance to like run away, so we're gonna go this way. Because if this guy
But
gets around us, then he kicks us into tower, right? So this click right here is off. It should be like it should be like here or here. This again reason why you want to click in a small circle around you. See how this click is quite far. To move into another direction now, you need to move your mouse all the way here opposed to this tiny bit. This
but
movement
I
is way bigger.
don't
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't take more time to run in a direction that isn't a straight line.
Well, yeah, but like the idea is, in this case, right, we might not want to run in a straight line. If we actually want to run in a straight line, we can click here, here, and here. We can do the same with 3 clicks, right? That's if we wanted to run in a straight line. I don't think we want to run in a straight line against this guy. Because if this guy's going to walk around this way, we don't want to keep going this way. If this guy walks this way, we want to go here, and then we want to go that. We want to follow him, right? You see how if we click close, we can adjust this movement super easily. Like because we click here and we click here. This is no distance. Other way around, click here, and now if we want to go up, all the way here. You see the difference between this line and this line? It's pretty like this like one of those things where it is like a lazy click. You really can't be lazy here. Right? Because yeah, if I put it slow speed, right? This is fine, this is fine. Why are you clicking here? You know? Right? If you look at Lee Sin's movement and where he's moving, then clicking here doesn't make sense, right? You want to click to here because we're scared of him kicking us into tower. Moving closer and closer, allowing us. You see as well our Q's on cooldown still. E's good. Auto Q immediately. Q Q Q Q Q Q Q too late. Still no Q.
I click it in the bottom because to try to dodge listen queue, no, but I can do this clicking
Yeah,
in other side too.
yeah, and as well, right? Like there's minions here, so there's a block as well.
Yeah, I didn't thought about he kicking me at in the tower.
Yeah, but like a big thing here is like you're constantly just not using your Q. Like this guy's dead, you know, and that like walking away costs more as well, right? And here you kind of walk into the tower to be fair, but yeah, like this is definitely an easy like at least an easy kill. Like so like if we can look at these clicks, right? These three make sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. E comes out. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Auto attack. Perfect. Click back. It makes sense. Right now, you're already in second auto attack. This click is bad. Second auto attack right now. Bad click. Second auto attack should be coming. Click, click. Yes. What? No, what's that? Okay, we click there. Why are you moving further away? You see how you're moving your mouse in a way where you control it less, moving away from your character. If you want to move closer, you move your mouse back to your character and click, right? moving it further it does not make you faster. Right? So to kind of like explain what you're doing right now and why this is going wrong, what you're doing right now is click, click here into I want to move this direction. This is not the way you want to do it. These clicks are fine. I wouldn't go for this one because it's not necessary, but that's fine. And after you go here, you can click closer to your character again. Because if you see that and return your direction, the distance to go back to behind here is really easy to do. Well, if you're all the way here, this is like double the distance, right? So you really want to make it a habit that your mouse moves back towards your character, right? It doesn't need to go behind your character somewhere here, which can go in front of your character. Does it make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Because like this is where like, you see how far this is. And you can see now from like your movement like how far you need to go back as well. Like that's why she can auto you. And now you like that's why she autoed you here, right? This auto is great. This click makes sense. But now you immediately, because you see she's running this direction, you want to move into click back. These 3 clicks are bad. They should be directly towards her. Right now, I think you should R. Right, and R here is really strong. Because you have your ignite up, your W is going to be up soon. I'm pretty sure it's a guaranteed kill at this point. But okay, this guy comes in. I don't understand these clicks. Like, why are you moving this direction? That doesn't compute with me. Because this is like a lethal for you, right? This Q is good. This alt is good. This W is good. And here I would probably shield the Warwick. Or yeah, your E is really late. You E before auto attack here. Because you see, like, because you weave in an auto attack here, your E is so late that it doesn't even hit Diana. You definitely want to E immediately there. Because your E is just so much damage. You want to just immediately E now as well. Your E is still late. You see how you're super late with your abilities. Right now. E, 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 E. It's 2 seconds, 2 seconds no E. 3. Yeah, that's 3 seconds no E. Okay, let's see how long we have our Q available. Right. We'll count by looking at this one. 1, 2. That's 2 seconds without Q. 3 seconds without a Q. Right. So this is already like 1 entire Q cooldown worth of you not using the ability, right? And it's like we're like if we can be fair, like yeah, you're kicked into tower, so you wouldn't necessarily use it, but it was really slow with using your abilities. It's fine to just use them off cooldown. You don't need to wait for it like another ability because you're
Yeah,
really slow sometimes. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think that I am waiting to like burst the enemy champion. So when
Yeah.
he's on little, I use it. But yeah, that's not right.
Yes, exactly. Right, and here you can also see how like a lot of clicks and a lot of things we talked about last time or like introduced last time are really important because that makes situations like these a free double kill versus what happened now, right? Because that should have been a free double kill. And now we're honestly in a fine position in lane. Unless Dana has Night Harvester already, then it's pretty bad. But it looks fine again. And you see, look at her Q, hits everything. Wow, I wonder how she can do that. Must be because she's a crazy good player.
Huh.
See, like, you see how she like hits every Q she throws at you. Why do you think she can do that? It's because she throws it at the minions, and you stand in this in the exact spot that you need to get hit.
But if I am in a spot that Diana like can hit me and the minions, Diana can adjust herself too.
Yeah, and you adjust yourself according to that, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like, Syndra Q, for example, is easier, right? Because versus Syndra Q, you just don't stand inside of the minions, and then Syndra Q will either hit you or the minions. Same
Yeah.
with Azir Q, right? Or Xerath Q and W. If you're versus Xerath and you stand inside of your minion, you'll find that it's very hard to dodge his Q, and it hits you all the time. You're like, well, what can I do against it? Well, it's very easy. You just make sure that you don't stand in the minions because then he has to choose. Yeah, definitely want to go for a ward in that bush so you know what's going on, and then you can possibly get kills here. Like, this is an okay situation right now. Who's their support? It's Lux, right? Okay, that's good. Ah, that should have been a kill barely, but it's fine. That's a shame. We can look into like minor things here. Like, basically stuff that's going on here is because you're being really safe, which is not necessarily this guy doesn't have ult, right? Because you're being really safe, you're not doing the max damage, right? Like, your range is higher than this guy's range, right? You can respond to everything he does. So you don't need to be
But
at max range. Yes, good.
I'm afraid of Lee Sin using W on Ornn and kill me.
Yeah, but like if he Qs you, what happens?
He can ult me.
But he already used W.
But what? But he can still ult me.
Well, yeah, but then he ults you away, right?
No, he
Like,
can flash.
yeah, and if he flashes, you can flash as well. And he doesn't have flash because he used it last fight, right?
I didn't know that.
Well, you did know that because the fight was here. But it's like it's fine if you didn't think about that, right? But like even this, right? Lee Sin W into Q on you, max range. You can dodge that, you know? Even if you're here, it's pretty long range, you know? You can just dodge this direction and it's pretty free, especially if you have W. And if you would then flash and ult you this direction, like what happens? You're still like it's not the worst ever, especially because you have Shen's. Like here, like we can slow it down for a bit as well and kind of like look at the small clicks. Okay. So like here, we don't need to go too far up. Like, I mean, I can understand if you're being a bit scared of Lee, but like right now, as you see, like there's many opportunities here. Like you could even go for an auto attack here. You can go for a shield on Shen here. Like, a shield on Shen is really great here. See how some of your abilities are all slow. Your shield on Shen happens now, out of everything. Q is great. Q, quick, an auto attack, and you missed the auto attack. Ah, no. Okay.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. Oh, that's so sad. These clicks towards you are bad though, like towards Shen because it's like into the ability, but it's whatever. These don't matter as much. But yeah, I definitely think you can kill that guy. Oh, not bad. Let's see what happens here. Oh, you're standing in the middle of the minion wave. Let's see if you learn your lesson in this game, right? Because you see, it's still the same positioning. You're always in the position where you're standing in your minions. If she wants to throw a Q, you're like, oh yeah. If you want to hit everything, that's fine. You see as well, she's like, she didn't need to choose between hitting the minions and hitting you. She could hit both. That's why the wave is in such a good position for her, and not for you. Because again, you're in your casters, in your caster still. Oh, she goes all in, I guess. Nice. That's good. We can kind of look at it here. So it goes on. She kind of goes on you for no reason. Shield makes sense. I think the flash was late. Like, you kind of want to flash the third proc, but it's fine. I'm not gonna complain too much about that. That was completely fine. And you can kind of like look at some fights for a bit, and then we can kind of look back at the early parts. But I'll go get a drink in between. Ornn coming in with the ulti. Nice shield here. QR is good. Q is good as well. Hell yeah. Great fight by us. Nice try, Leona. No, why are you missing this minion? I'm sad. Oh, Leona wants to go. Okay, boom boom. Hell yeah, free kill. Completely free kill.
Do you want to see the other VOD?
We can go over the other VOD as well. I'll kind of like quickly. I mean, I guess the rest of the game isn't too important. We can go over the other VOD as well, but I'll go for a drink real quick. So I'll be right back
Okay.
with a couple of seconds. Alright, I'm back. Okay. God damn it. So good. Are you still here, by the way? I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I was
Okay, okay, okay.
talking in mute.
Makes sense. Yeah, this time we'll kind of like look more at like the early lane parts and your clicks if they make sense, if they're like in a good direction, and we'll kind of like slow down the game and make more sense for you then.
Yeah, I think in this lane in my level 1 to 3 was pretty bad because I didn't find too many opportunities to trade.
Okay, who are you playing against here?
Lissandra.
Okay, that's a good matchup for us. By the way, something you can try is leveling E level 2, because W costs a ton of mana and the damage is pretty similar between W and E. So if you level E level 2, you can get a lot more stuff out of it, and you won't get out of mana as quickly. We
Okay, cool.
really recommend it. Yeah, it's way better than you'd expect. Again, I'll make it a slower speed, so it's like easier for you as well. So you look at your clicks. Want to make sure that we avoid, right? So these are like our basic goals. Want to avoid a Q from the Sandra that can go this, right? Hits you and minions. One thing we want to avoid. So standing where we're standing right now is not a great idea. Goal 2 is we want to get 2 to 3 auto attacks ahead, right? Of her, right? So that's what we're doing. And we want to try to position ourselves in places where we could maybe go for a trade, right? So right now you see already that if the Sun throws out a Q, it's going to be really good for her. Let's see if she decides to do it. She doesn't, apparently. Still, it would be insane for her to throw out a Q right now. Super good. There she goes. You barely dodged it. Great job. You also see that because of this, you see how far she's ahead in auto attacks? Really far. Actually, your Q messed it up as well. You're fine now. You're fine. You're fine. I was gonna say you can kind of just like like leave the wave as it is because she's too far ahead, right? And right now, I might say that she's still like too far ahead, and that way, like, if you want to, you can force her to like push into you. Does that make sense? Like right now, you see how it like. So imagine if like instead like right here, you just don't auto attack the wave anymore, or you like match auto attacks with Lissandra, so only auto attacks when she does, right? So don't auto. No, 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 not yet. Okay, it's fine. We matched it. Don't kill this minion yet. We're gonna kill the it only when it needs to be, right? So we kind of like we want to keep as many minions as possible alive. Do you understand why?
Uh, I think not.
Okay, that's fine. So do you remember why we always say you should only get 3 auto attacks ahead on the first wave?
Yeah, so I can get the level 2 first,
Yeah, but why not 4?
because the wave will push too fast.
Right. So if we kind of look and think how many auto attacks is Lissandra ahead right now, right? This is 1, but we can kind of not count that. This is 1 and 2, right? And then all of these minions are up. So right now, especially if we didn't do this auto attack, then Lissandra is ahead 4 auto attacks, or even more, especially if we didn't continuously hit the wave. What does this mean that she's ahead 4 auto attacks?
The wave will push to me.
Yeah. If we think about it the other way, right? Like if the wave pushes into the opponents, for who is that good? For you or for the opponents?
For the opponent.
Right? So if it pushes into you, for who is it good? For you or the opponent?
For me.
Right. So Lissandra messed up really bigly because she made it push into you. And you can just be like, up, you messed up, you're 4 and not 3, so you fucked up, I'm just not going to touch the wave anymore. Oh, you want to hit it more? I'll just match you, it's fine. We'll keep it at 4. 4 is a great number for me. And then the wave will be like here, and she has level 2, and she's like, why can't I do anything? This sucks. Right? So right now
So
we don't need to do all of this to try to get our lead of 3. We can just be like, oh, Lissandra, you messed up. You're at 4 or 5 even now. Just let it push into me.
yeah, so there are situations that I don't want to get the level 2 first.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
Right, like imagine, like first wave. We're right here. And this Lissandra just like walks up here and throws out a Q through the entire minion wave. Well, what do you think is gonna happen, right? Like obviously it's gonna push into you. For who's that
Yeah.
good? For you it's amazing, right? Like because that means that the wave 2 and 3 will all be here and you are next to your tower, super safe, can CS anything you want, and she's all the way up here. Your jungler can come whenever he wants, and you can always trade on her. You can zone her off of the XP if she's bad, right? So that's
Okay.
amazing for us, right? So yeah, like we don't always need to get 3 auto attacks ahead because if our opponents get more than 3 auto attacks ahead, we can kind of just let them make the mistake, right? So here, this situation where we can let Lissandra make the mistake of pushing too fast. And we kind of do, but mostly don't. You see how, like, right now it's pretty nice. Like, we're trying to get even, and we're sort of even. We're, like, only 1 auto attack behind. So it's not too bad, and it doesn't look like this Lissandra knows how to abuse a level 2 spike. Especially because she's going for the other mania for some reason. She's lining up for a Q. You see as well, like, you see that she's lining up for a Q on all these minions now? Because that's the, like, if she wasn't gonna line, like, right now, her idea is, okay, I will just Q like this and then get all three, right? If she wasn't gonna do this, then she would have just, like, auto attacked this one and just killed it, right? But she's really, really, like, she was standing here and now she's moving suspiciously in this when she could have just, like this position was fine for her, right? Like, she could have just gotten this CS. I wonder why she's moving here. What could it be? you know, like, obviously she's gonna queue like this. So
Yeah.
us moving this way is super strange, right? Because we're literally walking into this line. So our mouse should be somewhere like here, because we're like, because that way we have more opportunities to do stuff. And I suspect that if happens what I imagine, you get hit by the Q very soon. I guess Lissandra just does not feel like hitting you at all. I do not understand this player. But now, like, that was a mistrade, right? We could do something about that. Our position right now, is it great for us? No. Let's think about where we want to click right now, right? This guy's on this side of the lane. Think of both of our goals. What do we want to do right now? The Sandra wants to walk up and get this man. She wants to walk up and get this man. For us, it'll be a while before we need to trade, right? So Lysandra's going to try to be somewhere here and last hit these two minions, right? So we can expect that her mouse is somewhere in this vicinity and she's clicking this way. So if we want to make sure that she can't get to her goal of getting these minions, then we should move into a place where she can't move that way, right? Preferably even like this, because then she can't hit both of us. Right now we're telling her, okay, choose, get these minions or get me. If you get me, we're gonna have a fight, right? But instead,
But
if you look at your like next couple of clicks, you see this
but
one.
can she
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
can she win the fight?
Oh no, like she just loses, like because to be fair, this like Lissandra versus Orianna, but at the same time, right? If she goes for the fight, then she doesn't get 2 CS, right? So you're 2 CS ahead already through just like her going for a fight there, right? So
If I yeah.
right, because like right now, if we look what we're doing, this Q, why does this Q hit exactly? No reason. Like the sun just like walks into it for no reason. You see as well, like you see how the Sandra like is forced to go for this. You see how you're like really winning the fight because this guy just like doesn't really have spells that hit you. You're like, yeah, well, you're not getting that one. Of course you're not. W was a bit slow. And now we're in a great position, like really good position. I assume she's okay. She's regening with potions. Okay. I was like, the only reason she could like go out of vision is if she's going for a base with TP, but that would be really weird. Great job for us so far. Like, got those 3 minions. Great. Lissandra decided not to do anything. Again, what do we want to do? Where do we want to stand? Let's think about that. She wants to get this minion. We need to stand. We need to move in a direction where we can punish this minion. Is this click getting us somewhere we can punish that minion? Like,
But am I not supposed to be in a wait, I need to translate.
okay.
Like, am I not supposed to be parallel with the enemy?
Mm. You can be on the. In general, you can be on the opposite side or on the same side. It can be fine in different situations, but the general thing we want to look here is like we want to
Because
punish
I
this
am
guy.
on the opposite side.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, on the being on the opposite is fine. Side is fine. We can be on the opposite side. You can even argue that the opposite side is better most times. What I'm talking about is right now, right? She wants to get this minion, right? So we should move into a position where we can punish this, right? For that, obviously, we need to move forward. Otherwise, we're not going to get there. But you're clicking backwards, right? Our click should be in the vicinity of this, right? Our mouse should be somewhere here, preferably somewhere here, like in this area. Our mouse should be. And we should be clicking somewhere here. Like for example, we could be doing this. We could be doing this if you want to be super aggressive, and be like, yeah, this like a more neutral way. But we want to move somewhere close so we can punish this CS. We're clicking back, right? And us clicking back doesn't get us anything because all these minions don't need to get CS yet. So now we can see like, okay, do we manage to punish this CS or this one? Because right now we can't with our positioning, right? Now we're moving in for the trade. You see how this Q is way too early. Wow, it misses. I wonder why, because she didn't auto yet. And now we can't punish this CS.
But
Right?
the
Hmm.
problem is that the Q was uh fuck, I need to translate.
You mean that was traveling really long, or do you mean that was early?
Yeah, the Q was very far, like.
Yes, as well. But at the same time, like look at Lissandra, right? Like you see how she's locked here? It's like stuck in the animation, so she can't do anything, right? If she's auto attacking, can't move. So even if it's really long, she can't like it's impossible for her to dodge. Like actually impossible. That's why these trades are so good. Because it's impossible to dodge. We're putting them into positions where like right now, see? Why does this work? It's because she was in the animation. And here again, she's in the animation. Happens over and over again. Here, this man, she'll be in. You see how you were like, if we follow your clicks, if we follow your clicks, let's click right here. Doesn't make much sense because now you see we're in a position where we can only do one thing. We can only CS, but we can't punish her going for this CS. And now she gets away with it. Barely hit with a W. Right? Like you see that like this was not a guaranteed hit. I'll try to find like a guaranteed great dodge there. I'll try to find a guaranteed hit, but there's a lot of times where you're throwing out your Q very early. Again, like you see this man, need to move forward, need to move forward, need to move forward. I was a bit late because we already want our Q to be flying right now because you see her being stuck. There, right? Like you see how we're always moving a bit too far back. So we like you see how far back we are right now? Just like look at every click separately. This one,
Yeah, because I didn't know that the minion was going to hit the ranged head minions.
even if it's not, then why would we click back? Let's go this. Let's imagine this main is hitting this one. Don't we want to do the same thing regardless? Like, I mean, it would die less soon. But like, if we're standing here and Lissandra like moves up to CS this one, we're still too far, right? So even if she has to move up, our mouse should be somewhere in this direction, right? Because that way we're moving into position where we can punish Lissandra going for this CS, right? You notice how often we're moving into positions where we can't punish her CS easily. Again, this click, you're seeing it move this way. And now you see how your mouse moves all the way there because you're clicking very far away from your character. And now the Q is too late. She's already gone, right? So a lot of trades are you too early or too late getting there. And it's because you're positioning and really you're clicking in ways that don't always make sense. All your clicks don't flow into each other. They don't make sure that you can either trade or CS, right? Like right now your positioning is great, but like you need to move forward because she's gonna go for this. Your positioning is still great, still great. You need to move forward, need to move forward, need to move forward, need to move forward. Ah, you didn't move forward, so you missed the timing, right? Like right now you already really want to be here. Like this is look how far this is like entire mile away from your character. Just like click here. Here is fine, and then you can actually make minor changes. Here is like next to the red minions, like just, and then you don't have to because you're like super far away all the time. You like miss timings like this, and you don't need to, right? You mentioned that you missed a lot of trades in the early three ways. Like this is why. Here again, like you see this, like this is a no. It was so good. It was so good until you click back. Like this is almost perfect. Like unless like this is a bit annoying that she could do this against you. You didn't shield yourself. Great, go for it. Like great to go for the CS. You're walking back into the minions. You see, and Q was a bit early, but worked great. You see how it was impossible to dodge even though it went a really long way? It was because the timing was good. It could be way better, but it was good. Missed the CS for no reason. Again, she's gonna go for it. Wait for her to actually auto attack. We don't need to go for the Q before because people can move in and move back. We don't need to go for trades that don't guarantee a hit, right? We really want to make sure that every time we go for a trade like that, we actually hit our opponents. Because if we miss and they also get the CS, it's perfect for them, right? Yeah, she just went there. Our jungler is angry at you. But yeah, you see how you're very even in CS now with her. It's because oh, by the way, you really need to shove this because she's gonna come back with items and you don't have items yet. And I think she's back with items right now. Although to be fair, it's Lissandra. Lissandra is not that strong with items even. Okay, jungler came around. We flash, good flash. Q now. Or I guess you can like save your Q for when you have W. That's okay. You could also, yeah, if you're gonna use Q like that, you should Q or W like that. You should Q, let the ball jump back to you, and then W. But yeah, this is all a bit. This is all again from like you not pushing fast enough when the Sandra was not appearing. It's the same as last game.
I think that. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right. So like, if we kind of want to like have a real quick list of things that we talked about here. Right. We have pushing. Right. Level 1. If the enemies mess up, we can let them push into us. Right. We have making our clicks make sense, have the intent behind our clicks be good. Like either we move into punish CS or we move into a place safely CS. And then ideally do both, right? It's kind of the stuff we talked about here a lot.
But if the enemy choose to always go for an ability on me, like use the ability on me and not on the minion.
Well, then they don't get minions, right?
Yeah, but I will need to base some time.
Well, yeah, but they need to base us as well, right? Like if they're gonna spam abilities at you, and you're gonna dodge some of them, right? You'd be surprised like how easy it is to. So like imagine in this situation, you're standing here, Zareth is charging up his Q here, your mouse is moving between here and here, like this, right? You'd be surprised how easy it is to dodge a Q if he throws it like this. Because it tends to be pretty easy, and if he does this, you know, he's getting 0. Or like, let's say there's a wave, he's missing 3 minions. So it goes -3 for hitting you. Right, and then the next time, he goes for you again. He goes -3 again in minions. And it's 2 Qs, that's 2 Qs. Like, 2 Qs is not much damage. 2 Qs
Yeah, but
like 160 damage, right? And that's 6 CS for him. That's costing him.
I am talking about when I'm playing versus Zed, for example. If he chooses to go for me and uses his combo,
Exact same thing.
but it's it's so hard to dodge Zed combo because he can slow me.
Yeah, that's true.
And
But like, let's think about it the other way, right? Imagine he's gonna hit you every time he throws out his WEQ. What would you rather have? He hits you and gets the CS, or he only gets you,
yeah, of course he only gets me, but
right?
I, like he can kill me and get gold too.
Well, not if you move outside of the minions, because then he can only Q you or get the gold. He needs to actually choose, right?
No, no, the gold from my kill. That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Like, wait,
So when I say gold, I mean like the killing minion.
yeah, yeah, I know, but wait, I'm translating something.
Okay.
Yeah, like Zed chooses to use all the skills on me,
Mm-hmm.
but eventually he will be able to kill me, and then he tries the gold he failed to take from the minions. You know?
Ah, you mean like that? Well, yeah, that's fair. So basically, what you mean is like every time. So what you're scared of in a way is that when you're moving up to like punish his CS, he just goes on you. And then the next time you move up to punish CS, he goes on you again. And he just goes like -12 CS and goes on you again and goes on you again. And you get hit by everything all the time, all the time, and all the time. And he goes like -20 CS, but he gets +1 kill, so it's fine. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, the way you say it sounds dumb, but yeah.
I mean, like this is like basic. This is basically like, yeah, that's fair. But imagine what if one time it misses? Well, then he needs to miss another 6 CS. right? So it's minus. It's instead of if he misses one time, it's minus 26. If he misses another time, it's minus 32. Misses another time, it's minus 38, right?
I mean, uh,
I
he
mean, like
can still farm without the W with Q.
if he can farm with his Q only, right? Then you're like in ways you're messing up, right? Because when he hits a combo on you, that's not everything that happens, right? Like obviously he gets hit back. He can't just like constantly throw a combo on you and just be happy. No, that's not how it works. You saw that with the Diana too, right?
No, yeah, I am saying that even if he uses WEQ on me and hit,
Mm-hmm.
afterwards he can still farm with just Q, you know.
Well, that's if
It's
everything's
not
very
like
lucky
he
for
will
him.
lose
That's
six
very
minions.
yeah. I mean that was like exaggerated in minions, obviously, but like he will miss minions for it, guaranteed, like 100%. We can look back at the previous vault, right, and show you many and many examples throughout the lane, right, where Diana just chooses to hit like, and every time this happens, I want you to imagine that Diana uses Q on you only. So misses the main. This main right here. Imagine if she hits Q, she tries to hit Q on you. That's one minion lost already, right? And this is like not a great way for you. So one minion lost as well. Two minions. There's one there. Three minions almost. Now we're hitting on a tower. This is like the luckiest time for her. But again, like consider right now we can poke her, and she needs to do something of these minions, right? That's 4 CS, 5 CS, 6 CS there, and 7 CS, right? At least 7 CS. And again, imagine she used all the Qs on you. That's even more CS, right? And if she, like the goal is force them to use Q on this, otherwise they can't get it. She used Q on it. What's she gonna do this main? She doesn't have Q. What are you gonna do, Diana? Are you gonna go for an auto attack? Oh, that's unlucky. Wow. That's the goal, right? And what we want to avoid is that she doesn't need to choose all the time. Because now you see how
Yeah.
she doesn't have to choose.
I think the problem with Zed is that since I'm not going for armor guard, just one combo that he uses on me, he can chunk 50% of my health.
That's like when he's level 6 or something, sure. But like level one, 2, 3, 4, no. You know? Like again, like arm guard happens at like level 9. Or I guess that's a bit too much. Like arm
No,
guard.
I don't go for armor guard.
No,
That's
no, no, but like let's say we would go for arm guard. Let's say we would go for arm guard. We get arm guard
okay.
at our second base, and then we're generally around level 7, right? So levels 1 through 6, we wouldn't have arm guard. And levels 1 to 6, we can make sure that Zed doesn't get enough CS that he can get to a point where he one-shots us. Because the only reason why he can one-shot us because he has the lethality items. If he has only his base kit, it's impossible for him. He's so weak. So what we want to get to do is make sure he misses as much CS as possible. And again, like see this minion? Missed. This one? Unlucky, can't get it. This one, you want to get it? You timed it poorly. It would have been amazing if we didn't get hit by it, right? Because if we didn't get hit by it, like the HP, like you see our HP right now, it could pretty much be full HP. And if we're full HP against this HP, whew, you know? And then like imagine this is Zed. And then see this HP difference. Are you still scared of him? Of course not, right? Do you maybe like perhaps have a Zed Vod like in any possible way? Because if you do, that can be helpful.
If I have the one that VOD,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me
Okay, we
see.
can just do Zed versus Orianna. and kind of like try to talk about the ideas. Sure, this should work. Again, I'm not sure if this guy will like perform perfectly and stuff like that, but we can hope, right? Because this is like this Apto, he tends to like do a lot of like kind of cheesy things in lane, where he plays for his jungler a lot and stuff like that. But you can already see with his clicks, this guy is really clean with his clicks, right? And we can just calmly, we can even like slow down the speed if you needed to. But the ideas are always the same. We want to have him choose between us and the minions, and if we're not doing that, we're doing something not great, right?
The VOD is uh
Low quality or lagging?
yeah, lagging, like I don't know the word in English, locking or something.
Oh, okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. See, we're trying to get the 3 auto attacks ahead right now. I think he'll go more because he really likes getting a push here. See this Q from Zed? It's not hitting us, right? Because we're making sure every time Zed goes for a Q, he's not allowed to hit us and the minions. See this minion? Zed wants to Q it. Zed desperately wants to Q it to get the CS. Right, this one. Desperately wants to Q it. Ah, unlucky, you just didn't get it. Ah, how sad. Now you can't get the CS. You want this one? Oh, unlucky, you get autoed. Ah, so an auto again. Right. You're not allowed these minions. What are you doing? You're standing next to me? Idiot. Take the like you see this, right? Now what's this Zed gonna do about this minion? You gonna get it again? You sure? You know, like he can get this one because the minions are attacking, but like you see all of it like how this is happening, like what are we afraid of, right? Oh, you don't have Q anymore. Interesting. So how are you gonna get this caster? Right? Oh, you want to Q this caster? You want to Q this caster? Oh, great, but now you can't hit me anymore, right? What are you gonna do about this melee and this caster and this caster? This is the kind of question you want to have them like ask them basically. It's like how are you gonna get these minions? You see how he's forced to Q, otherwise he just misses it, and he even misses that one still. He wants to go for this
Dop
one.
Dopa always chooses to go for the CS or
Yeah.
like
It's better to go for the CS opposed to the. You see, he only has one Q. It's because Dopa was anticipating it. He was seeing it. You see how now he doesn't have anything to CS these two minions with anymore. What is he gonna do about this one? Oh, unlucky. What are you gonna do about this ranged minion? Oh, you're gonna hit a Q? What are you gonna do with these other two ranged minions? Oh wait, you had 3 potions and you already used 2 of them? Oh, you're already half HP again. How sad. And you're running Ignite against TP over here? Oh, you know? Like you see how bad this is for this Zed, right? Like if you now if it's at some time you would open tab, you would see the CS difference as well. This is what I'm talking about. Like you don't need to be this scared. You can make him
okay.
like you see how this Zed's like do you want this cannon, Zed? You want this cannon? Of course you do. But you're not gonna hit Orianna, you're gonna hit a chunk of damage as well. Right?
That's funny. Okay.
It's melee main. Wonder if he wants it. Ah, can't have it. How sad. That melee when I want it. You see how like combos are like dodgeable as well, where like he didn't get the Thunder Lord or the Electrocute proc here. So now he's super sad. Right? And you know, like what's this Zed like you see how low this Zed is every time? If Zed goes for a kill, he could die himself, you know? You see, like, constantly forced to queue the minions. If he's queuing Dopa, he 100% sure misses the minion and might miss the queue anyway. You see, he's expecting the queue to come because he's trying to, like, the Zed will try to CS the minion, so we're not gonna get hit by it. See how these clicks make sense all the time? Think he's moving into jungle for, like, the fruit. What? Oh, okay. He wanted to move into for the Skullercraft. This is what I talked about, where he plays a bit more cheesy with his jungler. And I don't want you to copy that, but like the concept of all of this, I want to make sure that you kind of understand it, right? Like Orianna's never in
Yeah,
danger, pretty much, right? I think that's obvious.
but Dopa is out of potions too. But
About out of what? Out of potions, yes.
yeah,
Again, like I think that's kind of because he mismanaged certain things, but yes, you're right. I think that's kind of because he used W a lot and he kind of did a lot of things that weren't absolutely necessary. Used W a lot when it wasn't totally necessary. But again, like we might see a tab sometime soon, which would be great. Because then we'll be able to see. Oh, he goes Darn's Ring here. That makes sense. Uh oh, that's not a great position. Great flash. See how he's constantly autoing whenever he can. Sucks. Zeta's blue buff now. Man, this is an annoying game already. Did he get the kill? Yeah, free red buff. Nice.
I still uh I understand what you are saying. Like
Mm-hmm.
I understand the concept, but I think that when Dopa is out of potions and Zed can hit the combo and use Ignite, Dopa can need to at least
Okay, but like,
flash.
oh no, I don't think I don't think so. But like, look at this right now, right? Imagine if this Zed wouldn't spam Q on the wave, right? What would happen to this number? You see how he has
Uh,
like same CS as our jungler, right?
yeah,
This is really bad CS right now.
but that is the difference. Isn't a kill like it? There's no but difference.
So we can think about this, right? Like, oh, but like, what would the opposite be? The opposite would
What do you
be,
mean?
so like, let's say we wouldn't do the trading at all. We would just play safe instead. What would ZCS be then now?
Oh, will be higher.
Yeah, it would be like very close to Orianna, if not better. But now his CS is lower, right? That's the entire thing we want to do. We want to make sure their CS is lower.
Yeah, yeah, but what I'm saying is like this difference of CS is probably what 200 of gold worth of gold.
Yeah, 200 gold is a lot, right? And like 200 gold in this case, like if he didn't get a kill, he would get minus 400. He can't even afford the Dirk he buys now, right? And again, this is all like honestly a very unlucky early lane for Abdo. Like this is like so bad for him because like his jungler really fucked it up. And then he fucked it up multiple times as well. But, like this is the type of stuff we can just do. It's not that difficult.
Okay.
It might just like need like actual like you might need to like feel it to really understand it, but as long as you understand the concept, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that I don't play in that way because I'm afraid of a lot of things.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense. But at the same time,
I can work on that.
it's good to push yourself because that way you can actually improve, right? And we want to really improve. We want to really improve, and for that we need to push ourselves. And again, same concept here, right? Want to make sure he doesn't just get free whatever. No, you're joking me, Orianna. Why are you? Okay, I was just gonna say, like you see, like Zed can't just randomly all in, especially when this has already happened, and this is like an Orianna that already really messed up. I can tell, because that wave should not be in that position. What's going on here? Okay, that's a bad Q. Yeah, you can already see, right? Like if we look at this lane from the beginning, right? We can look at Qs. Remember Dopa, where every time he queued, it made perfect sense, perfect sense. And it was always gonna hit. This Q that's gonna come out, does it make sense to you?
No.
Doesn't to me either. If he just waited, then he could have punished this, for example, and then Zed wouldn't get that CS. There's many times where if he just waited a little, he could like actually get something out of it. Messes up another Q. And now Zed gets this entire wave while he does, I don't know what he does. I do not understand what he did there. Right? Like, don't give him the CS for free. No, why are you giving him CS for free? He doesn't deserve it. Right? Like and now this guy just goes in and like, haha, I will kill you, Orianna, get wrecked. I am Zed. I will fight into minions and will definitely win. He's like, oh wait, I'm losing. What's happening? Why did I not automatically win?
Yeah, but it was really close, and now Orianna has to base, right?
Yeah, okay. Now imagine this exact same thing. However, Zed is minus 150 HP. So Zed is minus 150 HP. Exact same thing happens. Let's see what happens. Misses a Q here. Minus 150 HP. Oh, Zed's dead now. Right. And you're like, oh no, I have to base after I just got a kill for free. You know? Like even like even if Orianna hit like in this fight, right? If Orianna hit, where is it? Where is it? If Orianna hit this Q and one more Q in the lane, it will be 100% free kill. Think about that,
Yeah.
right? So because this Orianna fucked up like 10 times in lane and missed like 4 free trades like 200 HP, this Zed could go for an all-in that was close. If Orianna gets those 4 trades, this all-in isn't even remotely close. Orianna still loses the same amount of HP probably, but like Zed's always dead. And again, this Orianna with TP, not Ignite. If you have Ignite here, there's a guaranteed kill on Zed, right? He's always dead here if you have Ignite.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And here again, like this guy is pretty dead, the Zed, but oh, man, this Orianna's trash. Oh no. Why is this guy rank 1? No. God damn it. But yeah, this is the concept I'm trying to get to. I think it's probably quite clear.
Yeah. One last question.
Yes.
What? Sometimes I have difficult of letting the wave push into me because when I kill the enemy to punish him, my kill passed the entire wave. Is
Mhm.
that wrong?
Mhm. So something you could do is try to position yourself in a way where it doesn't touch the entire wave. Otherwise, it's not necessarily wrong, but you need to like kind of take it into account. But no, it's not wrong.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, I think not. You can copy your
Yes. Yes.
notes, yeah,
Yes.
in chat. So
Yes. I'll link you the VOD when I upload it as well.
Okay, cool.